Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've done a video, mainly because I have not been very well. As you can probably tell, I am full up with the flu, and I tried to record this the other day actually, and I had to stop after about 10 minutes because I kept coughing. And I've also been working on the post-apocalypse 80s part 2. Now I've got a faster laptop, so I will be working on that in due course. Well, I say in due course, when I can, because obviously with the cold, recording a voiceover, I didn't want to be coughing every 5 seconds and like sniffing and blah blah, being horrible and like just being ugh. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video, mainly because of obviously being ill, trying to find a job, and amassing a small collection of movies that I've picked up. So this is technically going to be a what the fuck did I buy for the entirety of January. Just to quickly talk about the 80s post-apocalypse movies part 2. I am working really hard on that at the moment. I've got about 17 minutes fully edited, well, a rough cut of 17 minutes that I have to do the voiceover for. I've got the script, but obviously, like I said, I didn't want to record the voiceover while having a cough and runny nose and everything, so it's not going to sound very good, and I want it to be as good as I possibly can. I was using DaVinci Resolve, but I've switched back to CapCut, mainly due to the ease of use, and trying to cut certain things together makes it a lot easier to do it on something like CapCut as opposed to DaVinci Resolve. So that's again a reason why it's taken longer, and yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. I'm working out new editing techniques and certain things. It's going to be an interesting video. So look forward to that. So this is a what the fuck did I buy? This is my first one of 2025. I think this is my first video of 2025. Was it? It might be my second video of 2025. I think it might have been. No, this is my first video of 2025, and we're nearly at the end of nearly at the end of January. So as you know, as I mentioned just after Christmas when I did the what the fuck did I buy, where I showed off the mariachi trilogy, the Mexico trilogy, my household. So I have a little bit of extra cash floating around, so I've treated myself to some sales stuff and to some interesting pickups from various different deals on HMV. I have new glasses as well, which I'm having a nightmare with because they keep digging into my ear, and this is the second pair because the first pair was broken. So kicking off, we have, and these, I picked up 4 of these the other day. These are a 2 for 15 in HMV, and these are the Studio Canal slipcase classics, I guess. The first one is a cult classic, and it is from 1987, and it is the Walter Hill film Extreme Prejudice. I also have this on Blu-ray already, but it's a 1080i upscale. It's not a full remaster. This is a 1080p. High definition remaster. I think it's a remaster. Great movie, really good neo sort of western type of film with Powers Booth, Nick Nolte, and Maria Conchita Alonso. Just well worth watching. Produced by Buzz Feitshans. I can't even say his name. Feitshans. Story by John Milius and Fred Rexer, and written by Derek Washburn and Harry Kellner. Good movie. I know it says like Nick Nolte, Powers Booth, and Maria Conchita Alonso on that, but it also has Michael Ironside, and who else is in it? There's like a whole group of like mercenaries played by different well-known sort of hard men of cinema, I guess. This obviously being a hardcore 1980s Walter Hill action thriller sort of thing. It's violent and it has that Walter Hill, like awesome Walter Hill style to it. So that's the first one. The next one is a film I've never seen before, and it's a film I've really wanted to see for years and years and years. And it's directed by Nicholas Roeg. And it stars David Bowie, and it's The Man Who Fell to Earth. Now, I've never seen this film. I've always wanted to watch it, but I've never got around to watching it. And I thought, because I know this has just come out on 4K, but I thought, you know what, it's a brand new restoration anyway on this. And I know this disc is from, 2016? And so I thought, well, I'll give it a try anyway. It's 2 for 15. Can't really knock it. And I can maybe get around to actually watching it now. So yeah, so The Man Who Fell to Earth. This is based on a novel, I guess it is, or a short story. Yeah, based on a novel by Walter Tevis and directed by Nicholas Roeg, who is screenplay by Paul Meyersberg. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's got David Bowie in it, Rip Torn, Candy Clark, and Buck Henry. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to finally getting around to checking out The Man Who Fell to Earth. I've heard lots of good things. I love Bowie. I grew more of an appreciation of Bowie as I've gotten older, especially his music. And so yeah, really glad that that's one that's going to be in the collection. Another film is a first-time film, first-time watch. But it's a film I do know about. It is the movie Blazing Magnums. This is a Italian poliziotteri action thriller cop movie directed by Alberto Di Martino and starring Stuart Whitman, John Saxon, and Martin Landau. Also introducing Gail Honeycutt, Tisa Farrow, Carol Laurie, and Jean Leclerc. I know the only thing I know about this really is that it has a really bonkers car chase in it, but it's released by Studio Canal in a brand new restoration from what I gather. So yeah, another one I'm really looking forward to checking out. I'm not massively a huge fan of Italian movies. I used to collect like the Shameless movies and some of the Giallo stuff that Arrow released, like the Dario Argento stuff, but I was never really into all that sort of Italian style exploitation cinema. But this one, I'm if it's a 70s crime movie with a badass car chase, I'm going to watch it. So I'm glad I've got that now. Then this is an upgrade. I have seen this film multiple times. This is an upgrade from the DVD that I have, and it is The Wicker Man. Really like this artwork on the front. Filmed by Robin Hardy, starring Christopher Lee, Edward Woodward, and Britt Eklund. This has 2 cuts on it, I believe. It has the final cut, which is, it has 3 cuts, sorry. It has the final cut, which is 94 minutes, which I'm assuming was overseen by Robin Hardy, I'm guessing. It has the director's cut and it has the theatrical cut. So the director's cut runs at 102 minutes. And the theatrical cut runs at 87 minutes, and then the final cut is a balance in between at 94 minutes. I haven't seen this film for a while, but I do recommend it as a sort of messed up 70s folk horror. And it's well worth checking out if you've never seen The Wicker Man. It was remade with Nicolas Cage, terribly remade with Nicolas Cage, directed by Neil LaBute, I think his name is. So yeah, there we go. So that was the 4 that I got in their 2 for 15 deal. So I was like, that's a steal, man. That's a steal. The next few were also 2 for 15 deals. And these were pickups that were going into, well, it's the end of, what they call it? The premium collection, HMV premium collection, because a lot of them are now out of print, and the ones that are in print are films that I'm not necessarily overly bothered about. But these are a few that I've now managed to add to the collection. So there's 4 of these. I think there's 4. I don't think I have any more. Yes, 4 of these. Kicking off with the classic western, The Sons of Katie Elder, starring John Wayne. Excuse me. John Wayne, Dean Martin. Who was the other ones in it? Michael Anderson Jr., Earl Holliman, Jeremy Slate, Martha Heyer. Directed by Henry Hathaway. And yeah, I've seen this a fair few times. It was one of my dad's favourite westerns when we were growing up. Never seen it in high def, so glad to have this kick-ass John Wayne western in my collection. Then, and I know I've said this a few times, I've said that while it probably does have the greatest screenplay of all time, it's just quite a boring film. It is one that I do need for my collection because it's a screenplay that is worth studying. It's written by Robert Towne and it's directed by Roman Polanski. It is Chinatown in 1974. Who'd have thought I had new glasses? I don't know, was it 1974 Chinatown came out? Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway, detective thriller. Forget about it, Jack. It's Chinatown. Who else is in this? John Hillerman, Perry Lopez, John Huston, the filmmaker, the director, he's in this, and Burt Young, who played Paulie in the Rocky movies. So now Chinatown is part of my collection. Again, I know that this came out on 4K, but like I said, I'm not really bothered about seeing this in 4K. In high definition, 1080p is perfectly fine by me. Then we have a film by Michael Crichton based on, I think it's based on one of his books, but he directed it. I think he made it after Westworld or possibly after Coma. It's got Albert Finney and James Coburn in it. It's a film called Looker, which I believe is about virtual, like scanning bodies for AI. I have the DVD. I don't think I've ever watched it. So this was essentially a blind buy, even though I already own the Region 1 DVD. I never got around to watching the actual DVD. So now I've got in the collection on Blu-ray, there is no excuses for me not to watch Looker, a science fiction thriller starring Albert Finney and James Coburn. So yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, 2 for 15. And the last of the premium collection is a film I already own on DVD and on Blu-ray, but this is just because I want the shiny slipcase and I couldn't think of another film to get in the 2 for 15 that I was interested in. So I just picked up Soylent Green with Charlton Heston and Lee Taylor-Young, but also stars Edward G. Robinson in his final performance. This is a great dystopian thriller. It's not post-apocalyptic, it is dystopian. There's a very big difference between post-apocalyptic and dystopian. But yeah, really cool. Now this can go next to the Omega Man. Do I have the Omega Man on? I think I've got the Omega Man on just regular blue. But yeah, Soylent Green's a great movie. I believe Green Day are named after this, where they say it's a Soylent Green Day. So Green Day, the band Green Day, by the way. Cool movie. Yeah, really cool. And we have a couple more. First up, we have a Australian biker movie from 1970. I think this is 1974, maybe 1972. Honestly, I'm blind as a bat. And these are brand new glasses. 1974. And these are brand new glasses. It is 88 films release of Stone. This is a film that I've always wanted to see, but it was never released on DVD in the UK. Same as Stunt Rock. It was released by, I believe, Shriek Show, a few years back. I'll have to check the DVD Delirium books, because I know that it did get a release, that and Stunt Rock did. But yeah, this is always one I wanted to get. It was released in Germany on DVD in a sort of like clamshell hard box. I did have a copy of, I might still own it actually, Horror Express in one of these clamshell boxes. Like the old American Disney cases, they were like, yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, Stone, a biker movie. The interesting thing about this is that it also stars Hugh Keys-Byrne, who, if you don't know, played the Toka in the original Mad Max movie, which came out 5 years after this. And then, what are we, 25 years? No, it would be longer than that. 35 years, 36 years after the original Mad Max movie, he then played the villain again in a Mad Max movie in Fury Road. He played Immortan Joe. So yeah, interesting exploitation movie, Ozploitation movie. Gonna give that a check. Now this is a replacement for a previous Blu-ray that I owned. This reason I've replaced it is because the other Blu-ray sort of warped. It got a lot of cloudy, like, I don't know what it was, residue or something, underneath the back of the disc, and it just fucked up the disc completely. And I didn't know that 88 Films had released this, and they've released it with another film called The Island of Terror, which is another great, like, not early British, but like mid-60s British sci-fi horror movie. And this one is, I love this movie, by the way. This is Night of the Big Heat with Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing and Patrick Allen. This film, I'm intrigued to see what this looks like, having been restored and regraded high definition Blu-ray presentation in original 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. I think I might have binned the other version that I own of this, but I'm really intrigued to see how this stacks up now after being restored, because I don't think the other one was restored very well. I think it was, who was it who released it? I can't remember who released it, but it wasn't a very well known, it wasn't a known boutique label, but 88 Films have done this, and I need to pick up Island of Terror because they have released that as well. But yeah, this Island of Terror and Doomwatch, I think, are the three sort of 60s and 70s sci-fi, British sci-fi movies that I need to repurchase. This was $14.99, brand new, and I just thought it'd be stupid not to pick up Night of the Big Heat. So yeah, great movie, great sci-fi film. Then we have this I only picked up because it was $6.99, and I have the other four movies in the in this so-called universe of movies, and it is Godzilla versus Kong, or Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. I've enjoyed the other legendary MonsterVerse movies. I thought the last Godzilla vs. Kong was great fun, and my brother saw this at the cinema and he said it was a lot of fun and worth checking out. So for $6.99, why not give it a punt? Get it, pop it in with the rest of the other movies. I really like the Godzilla movies. I prefer, obviously, the original Japanese Godzilla movies, but this Hollywood Godzilla thing is quite fun. Who directed this one? So Adam Wingard directed it again. I think he did the last one, Godzilla vs. Kong, as well. So Adam Wingard's a really odd director. He started off making low-budget horror movies. One called, I think it was Pop Skull, and then he made a film called A Lonely Way to Die. I think it was called A Lonely Way to Die, something like that. And then he made The Guest with Lance Reddick and the British guy from Beauty and the Beast, Dan Stevens, there we go. And then the Blair Witch film that he made for Netflix, and the Death Note movies he made for, or Death Note live action movie he made for Netflix as well. and then went on and did like these huge budget studio pictures. So yeah, interesting filmmaker, that one. Then we have a film, not finally, there's still 2 left. This next film is a film that I own on Region 1 DVD, and did not know that it had a release in the UK, but this has been released by Final Cut Pictures, who have whacked their logo everywhere. But it's a cool movie, and it's funny. And I haven't seen it for years, but it's directed by Robert Zemeckis, and it stars Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn, and Meryl Streep. And it is Death Becomes Her. Death Becomes Her is a funny, visual effects heavy, sort of black comedy, romantic comedy type of dealy. The only kind of film you would see in like the early 90s that you don't tend to get movies like this anymore. And yeah, just for, I think this was $7.99, and I really enjoy this film, and I'm a big fan of Robert Zemeckis' non-in-your-face CGI movies, so Back to the Future basically. But yeah, Death Becomes a good movie, really worth checking out, and Bruce Willis is legitimately the GOAT. Like, he is. Every movie that he made, apart from the last maybe 20 or so appearances that he had in movies where everyone was just like, why is Bruce Willis making these shit movies? And then it turns out that there's a reason why he was making those shit movies, and we were all feeling really bad afterwards. But yeah, Bruce Willis was the GOAT. Last Boy Scout, Last Man Standing, Die Hard, just amazing. And the last 2 are, again, these were 2 for $15 in HMV. These are Powerhouse Indicator releases. The first one is Charles Bronson in the Valachi Papers, which is a gangster movie directed by Terrence Young and starring Charles Bronson and Lino Ventura. Who else is in this? Jill Ireland, obviously. It's a Charlie Bronson movie from 1972. Gerald S. O'Loughlin, and it's got music by Rizwan Talani. It was based on the book The Valachi Papers by Peter Maas. Screenplay by Stephen Geller. Yeah. So The Valachi Papers. It's an 18. Contains strong violence, 126 minutes. So, yeah, I'll probably give that a shot at some point. And the last one is a film directed by Howard W. Koch. And it's called Badge 373, starring Robert Duvall as Eddie Egan, who, if you're aware of who Eddie Egan is, you'll know that he is the police officer that Eddie is based on in The French Connection. Gene Hackman essentially plays Eddie Egan in The French Connection, and I think there's a sort of mild connection to the 7-Ups, which is a sort of spiritual sequel to that film. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this out. I love 70s cop thrillers, and Eddie Egan is actually in this movie. So yeah, 2 for 15 quid, and I think I did pretty well. So there's a fair few films in the collection now. I'm probably not going to buy anything for a while. I was going to buy the Inglourious Basterds released by Arrow, and then I decided against it because I don't like the artwork on the cover, and I don't like the spine. I don't like the font that they've used on it. I would rather pick up the previous Universal Steelbook collection instead than pick up the Arrow release, and it was because it's not even a new remaster, it's just a repack. So yeah, so thank you everyone for watching, and apologies for it being so long since I uploaded a video. I am working hard on the edit. I did post a little short to show that I was working on it, and I hope you all enjoyed this little update to my Blu-ray collection, and I will see you all hopefully soon. So as usual, throw up the peace sign and give you a salute and tell you that I am out. Thanks everyone. Cheers.